And welcome back to Dr. Noah's YouTube update, and just kind of review the scientific literature here. As of today, they're showing once again, and there's going to be a doctor shortage because of the Obamacare, or what's called the Affordable Care Act that's going on like that. It's not so much that there's not as many doctors out there as that most doctors are going to specialties. The general practitioner, the family practitioner have been diminishing because they just once again are reimbursed so poorly, and then when you go to a specialist, it's so much costly. I mean, this is the kind of joke. There are other health professionals, including myself as a chiropractor. There's naturopaths, or acupuncturists, and if that was integrated like that, this wouldn't really be an issue. But they make it like people would be dying in the streets, people are going to once again be totally sick, and that's just not the case. Great article here from Archives of Internal Medicine, that vitamin D and treatment for tuberculosis, just showing you the power of using natural nutrients even when you use drugs. Now in this study, they showed a 36% better use of the antibiotics in terms of the people got better faster, quicker by taking vitamin D, and so that's an important part. And unfortunately, drug doctors have no nutritional background. The nutritionists that are out there, the dietitians, they can tell you about eating, Jell-O or some type of ice cream that's crap in a hospital. That's why 40% come out malnourished. That's not the way to go like that. So hopefully in the future, if that would be possible, having doctors like myself that really know nutrition to be able to help people be able to get well. Here's a great one. The American Academy of Pediatrics has come out and has a policy statement that pesticides are okay for kids. That's no problem. There's no problems in terms of having your child eat all this crappy food that's just nuked with all this kind of known carcinogenic, neurodegenerative type of disease. I just read an article, once again, follow up on with that pesticides not only cause autism, but causes Parkinson's disease. Well established, hundreds of studies. But here's the audacity of you go into your pediatrician, which is kind of sick, that they're actually their age or their association and now come out and saying, yeah, herbicides and pesticides, no problem. What are you worried about? Oh, that's right, because the drug companies, just like we found out with Proposition 37 in California against genetically modified food, which causes all kinds of problems to kids, were funded by the drug industry. So the drug doctors just, once again, little drones just walking along, telling you that there's such a scientific, profession when they're not, just going along with the American Academy of Pediatrics because, they're being sponsored by the drug companies and Monsanto to, continue their wealthy type of dominations and monopoly that they have here. Another study showing is that ultrasound gel that they use, be real careful. There's a study that came out that's showing that's contaminated with different types of bad bugs because they're in the hospital. That's where sick people are. So you want to be careful about that. Let's see. Oh, this was kind of interesting. That 1/3 of the world people are now going to other places because things have gotten so expensive. So that has been kind of a dirty little secret that people will fly to Europe or to India and have type of surgery that because their insurance doesn't cover it, or do that because of the high cost. So that's becoming more of a kind of a concern because obviously they want to monopolize you. They don't want you to go and not pay their $100,000 procedures that usually is worthless, and you go to Italy and get it for $36,000 and they make it a whole vacation and you save $70,000. That's what's kind of going on here. So that was kind of interesting. Another study here, Archives of Internal Medicine, that hospitals are giving too much Tylenol. Now, Tylenol is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. It's supposed to be the safer one, but very, very harmful, very dangerous to liver problems. And as with the study showed, is that most of the people that are being overdosed with Tylenol already have compromised liver problems. And so that can lead to death and longer stays in the hospital. But, who cares? They make more money. The more sick you get, the more complications, the more money they make like that. So that's kind of difficult. And here's a great study that just came out that diet is influenced with depression. So they looked at meta-analysis. They looked at the 11 biggest studies about depression and what food has an impact to play, and they said it had a major impact to play when you take in folate, which is a B vitamin, omega-3 fatty acids, olive oil, fruit, nuts and seeds, legumes, and vegetables. And we've talked about that. I mean, that's the basic foundation when that you have, heart disease, cancer. Now, in this study here, depression. This has an impact on your whole body, and being a holistic functional doctor, body, mind, and spirit, is that's exactly right. Your food is a big factor. But, people walk around. We've talked about the 4 studies out there that show that SSRIs and Prozac and Zoloft like that are no better than placebo. Plus they cause lots of side effects, and there's lots of natural approaches that work a lot better, including this study here that's showing that diet has a major impact. So if you have yourself or friends, as we get into the holidays, this is where so-called depression can really start to escalate because of different issues in your life. That's kind of a real problem. And a little bit later on, we'll have John come on here. He uses different types of processing approaches to be able to help people with mental health issues and emotional type of problems that can, once again, like a key, unlock these type of things and be able to go through this processing. So look forward to that. And we'll talk to you a little later. Thanks. Have a nice holiday.